if they are actually fragging, if they are on point, then honestly, I think it's really worth looking at that, and it's really scary almost for a team like Big Academy, and they'll have a serious enemy to contend with.
Well, I'm still worried for either team because they've both seemed strong. They've both won their own map pick, and then going to train, Team Queso is the big question mark, the wild card.
Yeah,
we don't know how they will perform. We don't know if they even have any big strats on towards train. We would expect they will, because of course they're a lineup which is set for a longer time as well. And then Big Academy, they're not good. Like, I won't say bad, but they're not good.
They make a couple of basic mistakes. You know, it's the same thing that I wrote down as well when I was looking at them. Basic mistakes. They do have a couple of good players. You know, Panic's really important to highlight, but it doesn't all come together. You know, if you can have a really good player or even 2-3 really good players, but if all of them still make some really basic mistakes, it's really a serious problem and something that you have to look at and try and actually fix if you want to progress as a team as well. Because, you know, that is the thing that's been happening so much. Basic mistakes. And the question is, are we still going to see the same basic mistakes here on the map, on train? First off, we are going into the knife, and then we're going to see, you know, what's that knife going to give? Who's going to start on the preferred side, which I do, well, in my opinion, on train is also still CT, I'd say.
How odd.
Really?
Well, still the odds are in favor of Big Academy, of course. It's factoring in that they've just won the map, which is their map pick. They at least have a performance on towards train and have some experience from recent times. At least the knife is going a little bit, well, to and from, as we do see Big Academy eventually being in a 1v1. With, of course, Mick, who then wins it. So, Team Queso most likely to start on that CT side. And that would give them a chance to at least get some momentum going. Not sure, however, if they will be able to keep up with the pace that Big Academy sometimes brings. Because, in my opinion, the way to possibly disrupt Team Queso is trying to go aggressive yourself. Trying to sense out what they're doing.
Absolutely.
Team Queso sometimes just goes for those wild plays. And if you go aggressive yourself, they won't be ready in time. But some rounds they are also waiting, so you need to appropriately play around it and really use your utility, as you are, of course, also playing on the T side.
I think that, you know, utility, regardless of your side, CT or T side, it's really vital. CT side more for defending, more to counter enemies and really delay where needed. But T side to actually create opportunities to really open up the side, make sure that you can get onto there in the first place. I think what you put out there as well, Team Queso, their aggressiveness is their edge. But of course, you know, their aggressiveness, is that really going to be everything? Is that really going to be the end of all? And is Big Academy not really going to have something to do against that now? Also, I'm really banking on the fact that they'll learn from how they played Train yesterday. They should have learned from it, you know? Like, I expect them to have.
Well, I'm hoping they have, as, of course, Big Academy will now be starting on that T side. 2 players with utility and, of course, also a pistol. I believe Enwin is still holding that P250, which he could actually make an extra raid boss for himself. Ooh. That would either be Hades or Marvin. But, of course, Panix has also been granted one of those pistols. Longer range, of course, necessary right here on train with all those very long angles to be held by the CT side. And it seems like it will become a B play. Mick standing by in the pop dog area. Easily to flank for him. But will he be in time if Big Academy is already on towards the side? The Clarence holding the angle of the USP. Of course, players will be falling quite quickly. And it's really hard to keep track with a low sensitivity, which pretty much every Counter-Strike player uses. Here comes the utility, here comes the play, and here comes the push from Marvin. He will get the first kill as well on towards the Clarinet. Quick and easy frag. Trying to go for more, but Humans and Finky both with a follow, but Marvin with another one of his own. The flank will come in from Mick soon enough, but there's a player holding that angle. And look at backline. There's still someone coming there from Big Academy, going for a very late flank. I'm not sure if they're trying to actually, or at least know that they will be playing against it. Panks is now shying away. Mick, who's now falling back towards that A side. And here is that flank also coming in from Crimbo. First frag to come in, indeed. Second as well, and Oil Train. And indeed, it's a first one as well. That's the best flank we've seen today. And a first round coming in for Big Academy, winning the pistol. And on this T side, they're trying to control the economy of the CT side. And if they do, I think Team Queso will be in a world of trouble.
Well, off to a fantastic start for Big Academy, I'd say. You know, that's a lovely flank there. It's Crimbo who seriously tied the entire round together here. Look at that tree K, very deserved, very well played, and Big Academy understandably off to a wonderful start. Now we'll see if they can actually carry this on. They've got the right weapons for it as well. You know, you've got your AKs, your MAC-10s, the MAC-10s for a little bit of extra financial bonus and close range plays. See it coming up here in the hands of, I believe that was Anhuin near ladder room, or well, top of ladder.
Meanwhile, we also see two scouts coming down from Team K, so both Jabba and of course the Claren will bring that to the table, trying to once more exploit the long-range bonus of those weapons. Against, of course, now also rifles coming in from Big Academy. The Eagles also in play, and if they go aggressive, it will be a little bit scary, actually, for either side, because Mick goes to half HP and Enuin isn't faring too much better, as there might be a play coming in soon. Two players ready to pop, but the scout shot's actually going down relatively close, and the player on the bottom there a little bit scared as well. Flashbang coming in there. There will be some players. Hades with the first frag on towards Mick. That's the opener. But look at the damage already being dealt by Team K. So the Deagles and of course also those scouts could make short work of him.
But I do believe that, at least from the looks of things, Big Academy are going to go to the other side, or they're just delaying it until the inevitable. No, the bomb is eventually going to go towards A after all, and there they'll have to contend with the rest of Team Queso. Humans does get the first frag, Hades goes down, but Anduin along with Malvin do get a double kill in there. Now leaving only two people left on the Team Queso side, 4v2, and that is incredibly difficult to fight with, even if there's someone like the Claren trying to hold off the side. Plant going in now, the Claren starting to peek in gradually, doesn't hit his shot. The location is given away now, but he can get the frag on Panics. That player taken out of the equation. Time is still relatively on the Team Queso side.
But even despite hitting another shot, they will fall back because of course, these scouts, they don't really work well in retakes. And in the next round, you can still deal some more damage, hoping that a player from Big Academy will try to chase. You can get another exit frag, but well, Big so far going for the safe exit they have found already, taking a little bit of utility with him. But the Claren is standing by here as well in towards the T-spawn area. Could get on top of the dumpster, could get an angle, but it seems like Big Academy is also a little bit wary, holding down the angles themselves. And it will be Team K, so surviving with two players and of course those two scouts.
And we'll see if those two scouts might come in handy in the next round now, the third one that we're going into. So far, Big Academy having the 2-round advantage. Off to a good start with a nice pistol, cleanly played there. Highlight to Crimbo's well, triple kill there at the start, which really took the entire round by storm. And now let's see if Team Queso on a, well, still not that great buy is at least going to make something out of it.
Meanwhile, we just see a little bit of a quick play, or at least some control gained by Big Academy towards that B area. Mick standing by with a Zeus as well, now going up the stairs. And of course, on the stairs, Zeus is pretty much the only weapon with a 100% accuracy anyway. Hades gets the kill on towards humans, and still Mick is biding his time, trying to fake out a shot, spots a player with a molly as well. That means he has to fall back, and now there is side control, but damage being dealt. Jabba with the first kill for his team, but he will fall straight after. As now we see Enuin moving through with 2 kills of his own. Only 2 more left standing. The Zeus on towards Mick, not really great at this range, as the Claren will also fall. And just the USP right there to tap away, and also to be tapped away, you dare to say. Still, there will be a kill in his favor. A 3-0 lead for Big Academy.
To tap or not to tap? That is the question. But the question that isn't on my mind right now is who's winning, because it's quite clearly Big Academy. With a 3-round advantage and Team Queso so far struggling behind. The Vi.GG stats are also not in their favor. It's a 3.84, never mind. It does update every 30 seconds, of course, versus a 1.19 for Big Academy. Clearly, they are right now the serious favorite, but let's see if they can keep defending those statistics, if they can make them ring true.
Well, so far those stats are actually in favor, of course, the streak as well, going really well for Big Academy, but they have to face their first real buy opposition. AWP on the Claren, will be on the prowl and will get the first kill on towards the Phoenix as well. Another follow-up from Mick here as he's going to contest Popdog. Now has the AK as well to work with. And this really hurts for Big Academy. They really felt as if they had a chance, but they're just seeing it slip away. Just being outpeaked 1 by 1. Not really anything they've done in return. Leverage onto Mick, and now Crimbo also being burned to a crisp. Meaning we have a very, very big slowdown.
It's okay. Sometimes you just have to take things slow. And as a Belgian, I'm used to things going slow in a train station because our trains always run with massive delays.
Expected. We have the same in the Netherlands, and you speak Dutch in part of your country as well, so it wouldn't be too weird. As Tinky standing by on towards the B side, 2 players actually playing there, whereas normally in a normal full buy situation, you'd have just 1 player anchoring. But well, of course, with the player advantage, you want to maybe have 2 there, but Crimbo's also expecting only 1 to be, and when will go down as his AWP will be dropped. Also another kill on towards Crimbo, and Vinky will throw in a molly as well. A 1v4, pretty easy stuff for Queso to then still defend. As of course Marvin is great, but just not good enough.
I mean, even if he was pretty good, I'd still not expect him to be able to pull off a 4K just like that. It's very difficult to actually, well, see that through and actually see that through successfully, most importantly. And I'm very much understanding of him sitting down by the telly, maybe put on some nice series, you know, watch a little program and just enjoy yourself whilst you wait for the counter to run down and to get into the next round.
Yeah, I'm figuring that TV won't have Chromecast, so we can't actually watch the series going on right now, as we do have a 3-1 lead. Big Academy still doing well, and of course still being able to buy in towards this one. However, their funds are diminishing, and you see Galil coming down from Hades. And, well, I'm not sure, but he's not going to be too happy about that. At least he'll have some full utility. And, of course, that AWP not on towards Panix as you normally see. No, on towards Crimbo.
Ooh.
And normally he's a very heavy pressure player with the AK. Maybe it's due to him having a better spawn that he's actually picked up that weapon. And he will now swap it over, I believe, with Panix as well. Indeed. It was just a spawn game, trying to play with our minds.
I was just going to say, you know, they're testing us. They're trying to really, trying to make us uncertain, trying to make us doubt.
I'm always doubting.
Oh dear, you have to be certain. You know, it's important in your life to be certain of the things that you see and that you do. But anyhow, speaking of being certain, maybe Queso is not feeling too certain just yet of winning this round. We've got the engagement from Crimbo here. Some shots being put towards the ladder room, but nothing really connecting just yet.
But this is just a very good delay so far. Team Queso not really having to be all too worried. Of course, their utility is going a little bit away. They have a flashbang, 2 incendiaries, and 1 molly to work with, whereas Big Academy just has a little bit more. But so far, Team Queso has good weaponry. They have good positions. They just have to wait and see if they can actually get that opening kill in it as well. Hades will be on top of that pop-up. It will be an Ivy push, however. It will be an ace split. I would assume it to be, looking at the other 2 players, their position. As we now see humans looking in this direction. Of course, his teammate also being scared of the backline push to come in. But they should also be wary of that pop-dog drop. Marvin moving up, down, trying to pre-fire, actually spotting down a player onto his side and moving through and will go down to humans. He should turn around as, of course, there's another player and Anwin will go down. It's a 2-on-2 trade. Panix now also getting a frag on towards the Claire and actually getting a second one as well. And then it's Jabba with the AWP getting in close, but he can't hit his shot. 4-1 and... well, Big Academy just bouncing back after just losing a round.
Whilst at the start of that round, it did look quite favourable for Team Queso. You know, like for a moment I really thought with the initial frags that humans caught, okay, fine, they've got this. You know, they also had the time on their side. There was only 30 more seconds until, well, Big Academy couldn't plant anymore. But still, in the end, when the chaos really came to town, it all went kind of down, and Team Queso is still struggling with just 1 round, whilst Big Academy is starting to build further up. 4 rounds for them, 1 for Team Queso. So things aren't too fantastic just yet, but who knows? Maybe gradually they'll get better. Is it going to start off well here with the Claren? And no, he doesn't even get the frag. Anwin takes him out. And with that, off to a bad start again for Team Queso.
He was fidgeting with his weapon and his knife and his utility, just didn't know which one to pull out. Well, I would recommend your MP9, as we do see Big Academy just starting off well. Mick trying to once more have a relatively aggressive position, but so far no real pressure towards that main area. There will be a player coming in soon, you dare to say. Big Academy is now throwing over the bomb to another player, meaning they're moving towards that B side, whereas there's 2 players in that Olaf position. And, well, rotate-wise, that's really bad for the B side, and Panix is now holding up that angle with the AWP. Will be flashed out, I believe. He's also been spotted. And that means we now have a rotate from 2 more players. The players actually holding down that main area. going towards B as well. I think Panix will be able to move in with the AWP, going for the long angle. It will be a gamble road hit. All 4 players from the side of Team Queso standing by. And this is their shot at winning. Finky will go down. Take it away.
You have a quick drink there. In the meantime, it's Hades, but the frags fly to and fro, and it's only Yava who was left alive for a split second there. Now, in the end, losing his life, and Big Academy being ready to now continue their streak. 5th round in for them. Team Queso still on the 1 round. It's a damn shame, but right now it's definitely not looking like it'll go to overtime, with Big Academy having a strong advantage for the start. But the question, of course, being, because Big Academy has in the past also started with a strong advantage, if they will maintain this. And if the round isn't just going to go, or well, if the first half isn't just going to end with a quite close-knit score.
I was just so shocked by Finky and his headshot.
I get it. It's okay.
And, well, I'm now recovered. We see the Claren moving through the incendiary nade. But he'll just take a little bit of damage. Now he's standing by with a pistol in hand. We see Finky with the opening kill on towards Crimbo, but a refrag will come in from Hades. He's moving up, trying to control the B side, which so far they have the bomb plant soon to follow as well. As we do see that 4-2-4 situation. The players from the side of Team Queso trying to move from that CT spawn area. One actually flanking through the brown halls. And I'm not really sure what's gonna come later on. Meanwhile, we see the frag coming out from Humans. Marvin going down. Panix with another one with the AWP. It's a 2-on-2 situation. The Claren will get 1 in return, but he will lose his teammate. He's still in the flank, and, well, the time has ticked down way too far. It's a 2-on-1 situation, and this bomb plant will eventually result in a very big boom in a 6th round for Big Academy.
And that means that Big Academy just continues on their streak. Whilst it might be a little bit damaging, they have the funds to really just buy around that. For them, it's not the end of the world if they do lose this round. Or, well, if they would lose this round, but they don't even. They just lose the men. They lose, well, those few players, but you can see it in their economy. They can just buy around that. They've got the utility, their weaponry, their armor, everything that their hearts might desire. And with that, Team Queso still on that first round. And I'd say, you know, to take a look at what's going wrong here, Team Queso's defense really isn't as strong as it should be, leading Big Academy to usually, once they push up on the site, whilst it may be chaotic, to be successful, they get on that site and they can eventually plant. And let's see it again now. The utility is there, delay is put in. Team Queso can't, or well, keeps them from advancing for now.
Waiting for the first frag. It will be a return from Marvin, who's already pushed up towards the side. Claren will get 1 with his AWP, but Panix also following up on towards Humans, meaning only Finky is alive in a 1v3. He's now trying to go for the save, of course, knowing that the chance of them winning this round relatively small, and I think those odds really show it as well.
Absolutely.
It's getting worse and worse for the side of Team Queso. Another update comes through. Well, I think that if you're really believing in the Spanish comeback, then, well, maybe you can risk it. But so far, Big Academy just seems so much stronger. I'm not sure I would risk it.
Well, understandably so, you know. It's but I do think it is interesting to wait until the first half is over. We've seen this before. We've seen this in the previous map, as a matter of fact. Even if Big Academy starts off with a streak, they are going to have to put down still quite the performance. They are still going to do a absolutely fine job to keep this up, you know. I'll only be really assured or confident of Big Academy once they reach the double digits in this first half. Once we reach that, then I'll believe it. Okay, then I'll be like, fine, you know, they've got this, no problem whatsoever. But right now, I don't know yet. It's
Well, it also really depends on if they can actually also play this well on the CT side. Because just playing well on the T side, we've seen it before, you can still choke it out. And you need to be a little bit of a more balanced map, or at least a team, of course, as it's going to be Big Academy. I think that a very nice buy up against an AWP. No, it's a scout for Humans, and M4 with utility on the side of Finky. He's a very good player, but can he hold back this aggression? It's a full sack towards the A side from the side of Team K, so they will get that first frag with a deagle as well. Good thing on towards the second player. Panix will go down. Is anyone to be the first to answer for the big side? Of course, it's still not done yet. Finky with an M4 will get a first kill, will get a second as well. It's going to be Crimbo to fall last, and that's a triple kill for that player, the key player for Team Queso. And Big Academy is now not struggling, of course. Of course, losing now a round and possibly some momentum. And the CT side is slowly trying to build up some of their own economy. On an eco like this, winning a round is key. You will have so much money to spend, and I think that Big Academy will be rather sad about this at first, because of course now they will have to win twice to at least put a dent on towards the financial situation. Oh no.
Oh.
Humans did a classic. I won an eco round. I forgot to buy armor. Been there, done that.
Oh, that's painful. Well, let's see if that actually ends up, well, how do I put it?
Costing them?
Yeah, really costing them, not ending up so well for them. I wanted to use words that are, you know, not really nice, not the best words to use.
All right.
So let's keep it.
Let's keep it family friendly.
Let's
Finky
keep
will
it
get the
family
kill
friendly.
on towards Grimbo. It's a 4-on-3 situation. Humans being boosted up on towards the cafeteria, standing by to possibly deny a plant or at least a player moving in. Is Big Academy one player down, but still they have a very good chance to bring it back as long as they do get that plan down, at least get those first 2 frags in. It's going to be a little bit of a waiting game. There will be a player also standing by to flank. I believe it's Finky, still at that pop dog area. Flashbang's coming in. It's going to be Marvin fully flashed. And where's the pressure? It's Team Queso leaving them to plant. No real utility being thrown. However, they still have so much. So I'm a little bit flustered by that occurrence. Marvin now running into a wall, but going for Heaven, hoping to eventually get another kill by that.
Definitely a good position to play it out on the side. We see Anwin gets 1 frag, make it 2. And now the spray down is there, make it a triple. And the Claren eventually goes down on Panics, who was already pushed up quite close to main. A round that for a moment might have looked to be going towards Team Queso, but like you said, that Big Academy managed to turn around very well. And with that, it is Team Queso that now only have 2 rounds so far. Big Academy already going to already will be going out of this first half with a round advantage. And who knows, at this rate, that advantage might get even bigger and bigger right now, because I see things quite positively in the future of Big Academy.
Well, of course, they are now a little bit down on their economy, but still, they'll be happy about their performance so far, at least winning most of the rounds on towards this half already. The Claren's going aggressive with the AWP standing close by. There's 2 players, so he should be fragged out. They're not going for the peak. Why not go for a trade? At least you take out one of those key players. Of course, one of those key weapons for Team Queso, which, well, will now most likely fall back soon and be able to contest you later on. The Claren again goes for another peek, and it seems like Big Academy is this time standing by to go for that chase. And now we will see the 5-4 situation. Mick being spotted out. Will throw his smoke down. We have a little bit of a delay. Team Queso being 1 man down. Actually splitting 2-on-2 between the sides with Jabba also holding down Ivy.
It's a shame that Train doesn't have a hard position, you know?
It would have been great, but meanwhile we see Jabba getting the first frag on towards Marvin. That's a 4-on-4. The bomb has been dropped and will be recovered with no problem whatsoever. But now we are wondering what Big Academy will do. Well, first fail their molly. Maybe that will prompt a push towards the back line, where now also Mick is holding up. It seems like Team Queso is stacking up more towards that A side. And that's logical, because on top of B you see a player pushing through. And well, so far it seems to be very dangerous for the side of Academy, as now Panics will be able to shoot a bullet through the smoke. Gets a kill towards Mick. It's Jabba with a follow-up onto Hades, however. The 2-on-3, the plant isn't even close to going down. Grimbo still has to clear a player on side, and Jabba and Vicky do finish off the round. Third round as well with that for Team Queso. But still, they're very down on rounds, but at least they force an eco on the T side.
For a minute there, it looks like Grimbo had a good opportunity, but of course in A2 there was a player from the Team Queso side waiting and ready to frag him when needed. So with that, he couldn't really put out the, pull out the game or round-winning clutch play right there. But still, as you say yourself, Queso still 5 rounds behind. Economy now is looking more favorable for them. You've got the Deagles in the hands of the Big Academy players, a MAC-10 here or there, and 1 AK where it's all going to be centered around. So let's see if this can actually come in clutch. Oh, but aggressive position pulled up, and Thinky gets punished for that. Panics then starts hunting, but the Claren immediately has an answer ready, and then there's Anhuin, who has that AK, who can now actually really use that well, play it out and make it into a 4v3 situation.
And that really hurts for the side of Team Queso. They were happy with a trade frag coming in, but then a little bit of overcommit, something we've seen a little bit too often possibly from the Claren. And that means they're now down on their luck, down a player, but at least their buy still seems better. Long angle right here, good tag on towards Crimbo. Not really sure why the Deagle tried to contest on towards it. AWP on the back line. But now Jabba is moving up and he might actually be contested from the blue train. Again, another shot going on towards Crimbo. Another wallbang. This time it will be fatal. 3-2-3, they're trying to chase down because of course they know Jabba is on the side. He will get another kill before being traded out. Now they will try to go for the plan, but from backline, from Ivy, there will be a player. But there's currently a smoke. When it dissipates, there will be a good angle for Mick. A moment of opportunity, and there he will not see a single player as they have now moved away. Hold hell, there will be one. Marvin actually at Electric gets another frag. That means only Humans is alive in a 1v2. And once more, Big Academy seems to be the stronger side and to extend their lead. Indeed, a good trade to come out. And that means it's a 9-3 lead. The German team is doing really well so far on train, hoping to close things out.
And we'll see right now, it might actually look to be towards that Big Academy 9th round for them. Might actually end this first half with double digits by the looks of things. And economy-wise as well, Queso, well, they have bought now, but I believe that their economy really shouldn't be that great. I don't think they really had a lot of reserves to work with. And indeed, this is, well, I guess it's sort of not really a full buy because you don't have the weapons for it, but you do have that AWP on Yaba that they're really mainly banking on. So the question is Yaba going to be able to come in clutch and actually prove himself?
Well, if he does go for a rush, I know what I'm going to scream, and it's going to be Yabba Dabba Doo, as it's going to be a still 5-on-5 situation. Maniac probably thought that we wouldn't make another word joke with his name, but
yeah,
as long as they're in the tournament, we'll try to make do, as there will be that Deagle from Frinky still close by. AWP on towards Jabba, also on towards that B side, but he has to hold a longer angle, probably going to contest upper. There's only one player from the Big Academy side actually trying to contest this, possibly trying to fake it as well. The rest of his team might actually go for an A-take. Mick will go down to 80s. They're spraying around at the usual suspects, as it's going to be Anwin holding the angle towards the Ivy position, where the Claren actually pushed through from the get-go. Interesting to see. Jabba on the AWP and Claren actually on a P250. Now going for a push. Spots down the player. Should go for the frag. And indeed, it's a one-tap. No head armor for Panics. And then it will be Anwin with a refrag. But still, it's a big, big waste. And they're still having to approach that A side. Humans being boosted up. That's a very good position for him when the plant might actually come down. And Jabba also being rotated towards the A side.
We'll see, is Jabba going to be able to prove himself? Then he starts out well along with Humans. Double kill for Jabba. Humans gets the frag too, and then Jabba can fall back here towards Ivy, leaving only Hades on the bomb site. Spotted out, and Humans gets the last frag there. Team Queso actually manages to win this round, which wasn't looking all that positive for them for a moment there, but which they actually managed to turn around quite well on a relatively mediocre buy.
Well, I think we shouldn't count them out just yet because, of course, they can still bring it to 9-6. And from that point onward, winning the pistol on that T side could actually have them equalize the score. And it could mean that from that point onwards, if they do control the economy, if Big Academy just can't get it AWP in the hands of Panics, Big Academy will be in a world of trouble. And, well, so far, so good. But this buy as well, they're just out of money. And Nick is trying to move up.
Let's see if them moving up is actually going to work out, if they can make the best out of it. It's going to be the challenge to get those double digits for Big Academy, and so far the frags fly a bit back and forth now. Engagement on the A side, Marvin pushing further ahead, gets the second frag, does not succeed in getting the third. We've got Thinky and Yaba there holding out the side.
Almost rotating back towards the B side, but they actually dropped the bomb themselves. And now actually the molly will go too far. Panics with a frag on towards the Claren. Now we see Panics actually trying to duel out a little bit more. Has an incendiary of his own. But Jabba, he's still biding his time. Actually sees that bomb as well. Still can't get his shot down. And still the bomb has been picked up by Big Academy.
Now we see Panics tries for a frag but doesn't succeed. It's Jabba who gets that kill, and with that, only Anwin left, and he's going to have to commit to the plant. Succeeds in that regard. Only has the Deagle in hands. I thought they would have been able to pick up a weapon there around the train somewhere, but of course it's a risk for him to go out now. Although both players are going to be coming from Ivy. And let's see if they can actually manage to get the frag. He's stuck behind Electrical. He gets a good tag to start off with, but now They're going to double peek him, and that Molly is in a nasty position. It's going to spread eventually, although it doesn't seem to hit him. His Deagle shots are not on point. Jabba gets the frag, Anwin goes down, and the defuse comes in, giving Team Queso the 5th round in this first half. And Big Academy with that, slowly but surely losing the opportunity to maybe get double digits at the end of this first half. Definitely a good milestone for them to achieve before they end it. But let's see if they can actually still make that true, because I am starting to doubt it a little bit. Team Queso seems to actually be finding their element now.
But look at the money from Big and going in towards his last round of the first half. It's a terrible buy. 2 Galeels and then 2 Mech-10s and a Deagle. Of course, some utility. That should have been better if you just look at, of course, there also being a bomb plant. But with the game going a little bit back and forth, Team Queso now finally getting some rounds in. Big Academy apparently didn't have a loss bonus going for him. First kill coming in from Jabba as well, falling back towards backline, but the pressure will be on towards the side. Stop sign will be contested as Declaren will get another kill. Also Human stepping up, and Declaren will hunt for more. It's a 5-on-2, and it seems like Big Academy is out of their luck. As Hades now will get a kill, but at least he will be returned by Finky, leaving only Anwin alive. A strong player, but well, with the bomb being dropped, it's going to be a very hard round.
And I was going to say, look where he is. He was bi-electoral. It was basically a repeat of the last round. With that, Jabba frags him. We end the first half with a 6-9 score. Team Queso, who may be 3 rounds behind, but who are starting to work on a little bit of a comeback. You can see it on the scoreboard as well. Big Academy started out very well. The first 8 rounds, 7 of them went to them. But now it's only been 2 in the last part of the first half. Going into that second half, it's going to be a question. Is Team Queso going to find their element more in the T side? Is the aggressiveness, the wilder plays, the frag hunting going to suit them more? And is it potentially going to mean that it is going to be Team Queso that actually finishes off this map and, against expectations, wins the match?
Well, I'm curious to see Team Queso now, of course, going towards that T side. Will be a little bit harder, theoretically. But let's see how it will turn out in practice. Of course, they have to win this pistol round. Then they are able to equalize the score after winning against the force buy of Big. But those USPs on the long lines of Drain might actually just be a little bit too strong. We do see a quick play for possibly an A-split, because 2 players are at the main area. Will now throw their utility. Pop-Lock will be contested. Indeed, it will be that A-split to come in. Pressure coming in from Crimbo. First kill as well. He'll reload just behind those smokes being put down by the CT side, and the bomb actually goes towards B. It's a little bit of a fake around, and the player is alone, so he needs to get a kill, but he will be chased as well. Humans gets a frag, and he's on low HP. It's Crimbo still in the flank of course, Jabba, who was setting on that side. Now we have a 2-on-4. Humans will lose his teammate. Of course, he still has the bomb and still has a kill to work with, but a 1v3 with only 11 HP. You know, 1 bullet will seal the deal as long as Crimbo can just hit it. A fake on the bomb plant will prompt a push to come in from the CT players. Pre-fires as well. And Humans is just having to focus on too many angles at the same time. Gets another one. Will need to win 2 more to have an ace. And also win this pistol round for his team. He knows where 1 is. He's losing out on ammo. Now has to reload. 1 more magazine. But Marvin has now rotated. It's 10-6. Big Academy winning another pistol. The second one on towards this map. At least that will give him an ease of mind.
For a moment, it looked like there would have been a real clutch potential there, a really exciting moment for Humans, but it doesn't quite look like it just yet. A shame there, but it is what it is. With that, Team Queso don't manage to win the pistol round, and you could say that is off to a bad start for Team Queso and potentially much better for Big Academy. We'll have to see if they are actually going to pull it off here, if they're going to really take the CT side to their to their advantage and make use of it, really own the side, so to speak. But it is all still a bit of a question mark. There's a really standard eco on the Team Queso side, so this round should be a given pretty much to go to Big Academy.
Hades standing by with the MP9 to see if a player would drop. No armor makes it really easy to, of course, rack up those kills. Declaren standing by, expecting possibly a little bit of a cheeky push to come in. But look at the players, also going towards the backline. Will it be an A split or will it be a B split via backline? It's really hard if you don't have any investment going for you, but sometimes those CT players are just a little bit scared. And if they use their own utility against themselves, it might be possible.
We'll have to find that out in a moment. it would be the best to try and bait out the utility from the CT, get it out of their equipment, get it out of their arsenal. But right now, I don't see that happening just yet. The CTs play it patiently enough, and Team Queso, well, they also play it patiently, but of course they are on the T side, and the T side is pressured by time. Yaba tries initially now, getting a bit onto the B bomb site. Anduin, in the meantime, holding off the site masterfully with his MP9. Anduin is, of course, the King of Stormwind, if you've ever played World of Warcraft.
No, I haven't.
Oh, yeah, that's why it's been, like, I keep thinking of him every time I see his name.
I just had a little bit of a Viking touch, if you just listen to it.
The Viking wouldn't describe his character. Well, I'm not going to explain the entire lore behind World of Warcraft
Why
here.
would you?
Exactly, but it is a funny similarity. I do wonder if there's, if his name is in any way related. Yeah,
You'd imagine, like, it's not something you just randomly
No,
come up
not
with.
really, no.
But, well, it does sound cool, at least if you manage to pronounce it correctly, which is, of course, a little bit hard because it doesn't really roll off the tongue that
Not
easily.
quite.
So far, we do now see a bye for Team Queso, being down 5 rounds in towards this final map of the series. Hades trying to contest whatever he can, trying to spot out possibly some players of the Queso side. But so far, he's just taking main control, but he's made some noise. So they will expect him to be there. Wallbang possibility, but now we don't see anyone go for it. I believe Big Academy and especially Hades was punished for it yesterday by Windstrike, as Mick is coming in closer and closer. Damage has been dealt to Team Queso with some nades around that Ivy area, and they're now also trying to go for that push. And are inching closer every moment in time. It's Edwin going down. It's a 5-on-4, but Hades and Marvel both get a kill. It's Panics also with the follow-up, and still Grimbo standing by with the M4. Gets another kill from the green train. Will go for the last as well, but that will go to Hades, upgrading to that AK. It's going to be 12-6. Big Academy doubling the score, currently being posted by Team Queso. We're now back, well, to a pistol armor or eco, and that doesn't really help them all too much.
It's a bit reminiscent of the first round of the second half, because, of course, so far Team Queso haven't won any rounds on the second half. Big Academy comfortably continuing and really building up their own little streak. You could almost call it a revenge strike in a way, getting revenge for the streak that Team Queso threw at them at the start, and look at that. Panics gets the frag. Humans already out of the equation from the start, and Big Academy looking more and more certain that they are going to win this round as well, which would put them getting quite dangerously close to map and, of course, match point.
Well, it's Hades standing by with the AK, currently just biding his time like he always does right there in Pop Dog. Marvin standing close by here at the B lower ramp, and the execute will come in. Will there be flashes? Well, there is one, but it's not really too great. Marvin with the double before being traded out by Finky will get the bomb plant in as well. No real roam to come in, or at least a flank from Hades going to the long way to connector. And Finky has another frag on towards one of those CT players. Grimbo, however, will bring it back, gets a double for himself, and that's another round for Big Academy. Yet, Team Queso will be happy. Damage dealt, bomb planted, and a lot of money made.
Especially that, some good stacks for them. And that means that Big Academy is getting, like I said, dangerously close. The only thing that I can really imagine Team Queso bringing up against this, look up at those odds, by the way, as well, the Vi.gg odds there for a moment. They'll be back just now, but it was absolute insanity. And it just shows how much Team Queso is actually running behind. Look at that, 14.42. So, if Team Queso now, in a moment, will lie down the streak of a lifetime, well, you will be able to make a tidy little sum, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. Look at that, the Claren does open it up well. No scope kill on Marvin. And now, who knows, is this a good start for Team Queso? Especially does seem to look like it as Humans frags Anhuin in the meantime. And Yaba pushes further onto the site. B site control being grabbed by Team Queso. Panics, however, starting to work against it a little bit.
Yeah, it will be a save, however. That's why they tried to get that IV control to at least have most likely the most favorable position work in their favor as well. Jabba takes down Grimbo. That seals the deal. And Hades will be standing by right here on the Fang Rail. Just hoping that maybe he will get a Fang Rail. That's the Dutch.
I was just going to say the Fang Rail, the guardrail.
Yeah, guardrail.
Wow, you really threw me off there for a moment. Like
just
the
testing
fang
if you're still
really-
awake. You
Ooh.
were almost falling asleep. I had to throw
No.
it in there. Just
Oh.
a slip of my mind.
I thought every now and then I thought I heard you say Antwoord in some sort of English manner
No, I
sometimes.
wouldn't.
That would be absolute madness.
I'm not that crazy.
No.
Just a little bit silly.
Absolutely. But anyhow, Big Academy, they incur a loss here, understandably so, but they preserve the AK and the AWP for the next round, along with, of course, armor, diffuse kits, and plenty of utility. Even an upgraded pistol there in the hands of Panics, which surely won't make him panic whatsoever.
Well, you never know. Meanwhile, it's 13-7. Big Academy is slowly losing their lead. They're still like miles ahead. If you just
Absolutely,
look
but-
at those Fight.gg odds, which are, of course, after this round win, diminishing quite a bit. But still,
But let's keep in mind, right?
Yeah.
Even if that it's happened before, I do see it happening. That perhaps Team Queso actually now has the comeback of the century. They get to the double digits, then from the double digits on, they get to the equalizer. It goes back and forth a little bit, and oh, surprise, overtime or something like that.
well, Team Queso has to win 2 rounds to at least really destroy the economy on the side of Big. Of course, they're not always all too expensive or at least too rich. As well, we do see a trade fest coming down. Hades getting 2 in return. As now Mick is trying to move up. They know there's a player on side. Humans, why are you not just trying to get the frag? As Anwin will eventually get a frag onto him. 3-on-2 turnaround from the side of Big Academy, but Mick again sneaking towards the side. Will get a kill as well as his teammate. Leaving only Hades alive, and he's of course still stuck on towards that B side, going for a backline push. What can they do against this bomb? As well, it's gonna be hard, but it is not impossible.
No, but I don't see him pulling off the wildest things here. He's already a bit tagged. Of course, there is always the allure of getting a 4K. Very understandable. He is meticulously checking his corners, spots the player there, but doesn't really go for the spray down because the moment he pushes further up on the site, Thinky's defense comes in and Hades gets fragged. And with that, now we see Team Queso getting their second round so far. And who knows, is this a start of something great? Is this one of the many? Or will Big Academy now really decide, okay, you know what, you've had your fun, but it's time to put an end to it?
Well, Big Academy will try to invest, of course, in towards this round, bringing home the last bit of their money. AWP on towards Panics, and force for most of the players, apart from Marvin, going down towards that MP9, hoping to have a fight on the close range side of things. It's going to be some wall bang through the AWP, trying to find a player in connector, but so far no damage being dealt, as utility is just being traded out by both parties. It's going to be a slow start. Team Queso not really wanting to risk it because, of course, if they do lose this round themselves, they are able to rebuy. You know that Big Academy is on 14, so they're getting really close to, of course, winning this map and match and series.
Indeed, it's risky business for Team Queso, and before you know it, they might actually lose another round, and that would be critical for them. It's all going to depend on who gets the first frags. Right now, Team Queso is mainly located at the start. They could move to A, they could move to B. They still have a lot of flexibility in their, well, advantage, but they do have to watch out. You see some Big Academy players pushing up quite aggressively. Hades now should hear the sound, knows the utility, and oh, that was a good
He actually
read.
got tagged up by the Molly as well, slowing down his entire movement speed, and the damage tag as well will make it a lot harder to get out. At least he's alive with 41 HP, but that could have been detrimental for the side of Big Academy. Team Queso gaining a little bit of map control, but there's still a smoke, and they have to push through Ivy if they want to make it happen. 20 seconds left. Oh, Anwin, the timing is off, and now he might be in trouble. The players are coming. Jabba with a kill on towards Marvin as well. But at least it was just the MP9 player. Grimbo with a return, Hispanics as well with 1 frag. Panics actually with 2. The 3-on-2 situation, they're trying to push on towards the side, but time is running out, and still Panics is playing around this position, going for this green trade. As we now see Grimbo as well in the flank, a 1v2 damage being dealt towards Humans, but he's still alive with the AK. The bomb is now also planted. No defuse kit on the side of Big Academy, so if he just wastes time long enough, it will be an impossible round.
Looks like he might be moving towards Olaf Meister. Panics here. He is on the site. The time is running out indeed, is the best way to put it.
He doesn't spot the barrel. He will indeed, though. Humans will fall.
That's such a waste.
It's going to be Grimbo trying to tap it out. Flashbang will come in, and well, there is no more time, so humans will win this round just based on playing slow, not really going for the aggression, even putting insult to injury, as we do have a 9th round coming in from the side of Team Kato. And Big Academy is a little bit scared, and the odds are slowly changing again. Eco to come out from the CT side, and I'm a little bit worried for Big.
I do wonder what kind of lessons they teach about choking at the Big Academy, to be quite honest, because it's a consistent pattern that is starting to come back a little bit, and it's, you know, obviously, hey, may the best win, but it has to be incredibly frustrating. At least if I were in their positions, which I'll admit, right, not that I'll ever be, because I don't have the aspirations to become a professional player, but I can only imagine that you'd be getting so terribly frustrated about this, that it's going so, well, don't want to say horribly, but it's just you're on such a good streak, you're on such a good run, and look at this, right? Okay, it's an eco this time around, I will admit. But Mick here is getting frag after frag, you're just being wiped out, and here we go, you know, Team Queso.
A 3-2-1.
Knife.
Finky going for it. It's something Queso really likes. I think they
Oh
really have their cheese
lord.
knives going for him, as Finky once more in the flank might actually make some
Oh,
noise.
no.
And he will get the first that goes for
Oh,
the
wow.
AK.
That save, my lord. That
Well,
should have gone so wrong.
Is it a save, or is it Marvin just panicking fully
It's a
and
solid
missing
point.
his shots?
Solid point. Is it a save? Yeah. Or is it just a potato on the other end? No, you've got a good point there. Yeah, this is a critical replay moment.
Oh, the scariness. It's all over the place. Finky eventually will get the frag, but I was a little bit scared right there for Finky that he might fall. He'll lose his AK, and Big Academy had at least a cheap weapon to go with. Now we see Panics actually on a glass cannon AWP. They do have a lot of utility.
Oh,
Humans will get a first frag on towards Grimbo as well, and that means another dent in towards the defense on that CT side. And well, either overtime or just a straight-out win for Team Queso. It's seeming more likely by the minute.
Every matchup seems to be so incredibly close, but every team also seems to have, you know, a bit of this habit of really having a
Tempted.
I'm just the literal like, oh nope, gonna dip. Never mind.
Meanwhile, Hades is moving up a little bit closer, and he's being spotted out, and Mick will try to go
the
for
wall
the
bang
wall
battle.
bang. No damage being dealt, however, no real damage being exchanged whatsoever. As we do see a very slow push. 1 minute left. Team Queso, of course, getting the opening kill with those nades on towards Grimbo. But so far, no real action to be found. Once more, they try to go through Ivy. And, well, the player standing there has just moved away towards the B side, so I'm not really sure that Big Academy is expecting that play.
We'll see though. Who knows? Maybe they are. Maybe they will actually play properly on this. Maybe they will turn it around and make sure that that one loss that make it two, those two losses that they have, do actually go in their favor. Although we know how Big Academy has handled, well, 5v3 situations. I think that 5v3 situations which are not in their favor are going to go even worse. Case in point, Hades is the last man standing by Electrical, which is one of the favorite spots of Big Academy players, it seems. Hades, clutch.
Well, still a 1v2, and he has to make it work. Luckily, he has full HP, gets a good tag on towards a jumping Finky. However, he's now flashed. Buys his time, spots out the player. He's in backline, but where's the other one? He's currently in connector. Is there a defuse kit to pick up for Hades that would make his life easier? Now has to go.
Why are you not looking?
Much, and he's not looking. He turns around. He has to fake it, hoping for players to peek. He didn't expect humans to be in connector, as it is now a 11-13 score. And Team Queso, well, they're looking on the right track to possibly bring it back. And with this win as well for the side of Team Queso, I think Big Academy is once more on a pistol armor.
But seriously though, what is this? Why does Big Academy do this? I'd even ask. You know, there was a solid 5-round advantage at one point. They had it. You know, it was more even, I dare say. And then Big Academy just decides, well, it's been nice, but
Ooh. A little bit of team damage with an hate as well, failing in a main after already Mick being tagged up by one of his opponents. Pistols, of course, coming into play. Armor, not so much on every player, but at least on a few. And Marvin now again with an opening kill. Of course, has that armor, but will go down to the Claren. Good refrag. This is what they need. Try to at least get some pressure on towards the side of Big and not grant them any weapons. That one kill, it's gone far enough. Let's hope they won't go down to the player on the upper. That is Grimbo moving in with the Deagle. But 4 players are moving to his side. Few are peeling off, and he could actually get an open kill right here. No, it's Mick with the first one for his team to follow up on the kill beforehand. As Hades is now also close to side, going for a little bit of a too aggressive peek. Humans with a double, leaving only Panics alive, and he's trying to flank, but I think his opportunity is long, long gone.
Yeah, that's the best he can hope for, is picking up a weapon perhaps, but he's already made noise. The Claren heard his one step that he made, and with that, Team Queso grabs the 12th round, and, well, they are getting mighty close to the equalizer, and at this point, I'd say, why the hell not? I do believe it's quite possible. I think Team Queso can equalize this out, and that there's a solid chance that from that point forward, it's hands off. We don't know where it'll go. It could go the way of Team Queso. It could go the way of Big Academy. It's a lovely, lovely little, well, I don't want to say experiment, but it's a coin toss almost.
Well, we do see a very little tactical timeout from Big, of course, being down more and more, but still 1 round in the lead. This round must be a win. If they don't, most likely back to a pistol armor. From that point onward, done for. Because if they do a pistol armor, you know that Team Queso will be on 14 rounds. Then the pressure will be so high that maybe they'll choke just because of that. If they force buy, it won't be any better, but they just need to win. It's the only thing that should be on their mind, not losing. Because the moment you start thinking bad thoughts, you start acting on them.
You get in the, yep, you have and speaking of bad thoughts, right now there's a technical pause. Maybe one of the players is dealing with bad thoughts. Maybe he needs a moment for himself. Although I wouldn't really say that that counts as technical pause. But we're going to fly right back into it. Your point is a good one, though. If you do mentally act or think a certain way, then you will unintentionally start acting towards it. So maybe, just maybe, Big Academy starts thinking the moment Team Queso gets a couple of those rounds, oh no, before we know, they'll have the equalizer. They'll be right there, and then it's all going to be so much more challenging. And right now, even then, like, I don't feel confident. I can't confidently say, oh, you know what, Big Academy's going to come back now. They'll have a decent buy now. That's going to be that. And problem solved. Everything is fine in the world. But I don't think so.
Well, let's see what they will do. The match will resume. Team Queso, of course, having a buttload of money. And hoping that ALDs will be able to retain that for the time being. Of course, it's going to be Big Academy playing in with that AWP of Panics, having some defuse kits and a very good set of utility. If they lose it right here, they will be in trouble. We said it before. Mick is standing in front of them. Molly might actually peek and surprise the player as Hades is moving in closer. But the Claren is also standing by with the AWP. It's Jabba with the first frag onto Anduin. Another frag comes in, but this is Hades who will be traded out. Frag from the Claren as Marvin takes down Finky, but once more the trades go in favor of course, the side of Team Queso, who have seemed to be stronger. Panics, there's no other option than save him because of 1v3 with the AWP, no kit, no head armor, no chance.
It's all just a big, well, gamble isn't the right word, but Team Queso right now, they'll definitely have this equalizer, which means that it is a, well, it's just a game that can go so many ways, right? Team Queso has the money. Big Academy right now, they don't have anything anymore. So as you say, you know, their economy isn't going to go great. They have to just kind of make do. They have to make the best out of it. And the risk is, especially now, you're getting so close to your map and match point. And with that, it means the closer you get, you know, the more dangerous it becomes, the more riskier it is, the more rounds you lose. You know, it's those last rounds that are the most precious ones. And if now Big Academy can't string one or two together, then that's going to be it. It's going to be Team Queso that actually, you know, they take the cheese.
Well, indeed, we will see another tactical timeout. Well, Big, they'll be out of luck. Of course, they need to go on an eco now, maybe upgrade some pistols, but it's a very bad situation. They're really, really hurting at this moment in time. At least they have their max loss bonus, so they'll get a bunch of money. So maybe upgrade a little bit, and I'm banking on dealing a little bit of damage on Team K. So try to get those kills going for you. At least get a mental game. But look at the odds as well now from Fight.gg. Before, like a few fair rounds from Team Queso before. It was 15 to 1.01. Big
It was
Academy
insanity.
was just already won. It seemed like it. But they've thrown it all away. Maybe there's a lucky few that's actually put some money down and are now banking on Team Queso to bring home the big bucks.
Bring home the bacon.
And bring home the bacon. No, just the most beautiful cheese in the world. As they are now looking for this victory, looking for this lead. The odds have equalized or actually turned in favor of Team Queso. And well, with this buy from Big Academy, who wouldn't?
Absolutely, it's understandable that this buy is the last thing that's going to really help them out. But we'll see. Oh, never mind. I don't think we will. Jabba gets the double kill there. Already 2 Big Academy players taken out. And Thinky makes it a third. Panix and Crimbo are the last 2 standing. And right now, it looks like whilst Panix gets a nice little 1 dig, it's going to be that and not much more. Crimbo, last man standing, also connects a 1 dig, but Humans follows up rather swiftly, and Team Queso gets the 14th round.
Oh boy, it's now a 14 to 13 lead. Team Queso being down for such a long time. But they've actually managed to bring it back. This might be their first win right here in this tournament. And it would also give them 500 euros and also kick out Big Academy. Then afterwards, they'll have another match against, of course, Winstrike, who lost against Heretics earlier on today. But that seems like a long, long time ago, of course. Seeing this best of 3 unfold on towards all of the maps possible. It's gone down to the wire. I think he's standing by with his teammate now, trying to edge his way past that molly. Has been hit up a little bit, so more utility will be flying in. Will be hit even more.
I think the question is mainly, where is the damage going to fly initially in this round? Is it going to go towards the players of Team Queso? Then there's a chance that Big Academy might actually pull this round off. They've got the weapons for it. Utility isn't that terrible. It's not the best, but it'll do. And you can see a little bit of skimping on the armor and on, for example, the diffuse kits. But right now, we'll see what they make of it. Thinky opens it up well, though. Crimbo taken out. Also immediately one of the diffuse kits eliminated. Hades throws it back, refrags Thinky. But let's see, are there going to be any more? Anhuin now pushing ahead. Jab in the meantime gets the frag on Hades. Anhuin did look ready there for a moment, but the Claren can eventually get the frag. Panic's now up here in heaven and Marvin helping him out. Can frag Humans, 3v2. Where is this going to go? It's going to be down to Marvin as well to get one of the frags. Perhaps deny the plant. Panix there comes from heaven. Good positioning. Marvin gets the second frag, but Mick takes out Panix. 1v1 now. Oh, but Mick isn't looking in the right direction. Marvin actually manages to frag him. And are we going into overtime, Chadrick?
Well, we might actually go there, or just an outright win. At least Big Academy has shown that after numerous rounds going in favor of Team Queso, they can once more actually get something on the board. There has been a lot of money, and there will still be a lot of money on the side of Team Queso. And so the Spanish guys can still rebuy, even if they lose this round. So going down to the wire, it will be very important for Big to at least win this round. Otherwise, I think overtime is out of the question. But, well, let's see. It's going to be Big, hoping. Playing with the AWP, trying to go aggressive, but look at this incredibly quick push towards the B side. Opening frag again from Jabba. Doing a great job so far, and the rotate is coming in, but Big, are they trying to save already?
No.
So early MP9 frag on towards the all player of the Claren. The bomb is actually in A, and Crimbo will drop it. Humans is moving up currently in sandwich between 2 players. He could actually get a very good double kill. The first will go for it, will go for the second, but Crimbo in time to return. We have a 3-2 scoreline. Big seem to be out in the open. The bomb could have gone on towards the A side. It would have been a clear-cut round. But Jabba is now trying to bring it back as Panix is holding the angle. A player soon to move in, you dare to say. But he's doubting. And he takes out Jabba. A shot from Panix will show where the last player is. He will get the frag. It's Mick now moving in. 1v2. But the angle is being held. Anwin will miss it. Will actually get a wall being hit. But the nade will come in. Will it be the finisher? No. Mick going low. Another smoke to come in. There will be the shot from Crimbo. Map and match point here for Big Academy. Or will we go to overtime?
But look at the economy, though. Big Academy is in a nasty position. See, they lost too many players. And that means that they're going to have to buy, obviously, but they're not going to have the best of the best. They're going to lack utility here or there. They're even maybe going to lack the weapons that they need. And that's a dangerous situation to be in. Team Queso still should have plenty of funds, and it looks like they do. They have that full rifle loadout. They've got that AWP on the Claren. And right now, I think this may be turning into overtime. It all depends on how Team Queso manages to get onto the bomb side. If they get a frag, if they pull this off, and they can put, or well, how do I say, put a stop to Big Academy's plans, then this could definitely be going into overtime. But maybe, just maybe, Big Academy can make things work with a less than, well, perfect buy.
At least there was a good nade on towards Humans. The Claren also slightly tagged up. Marvin playing on side with the MP9 once more. Not really the best weapon to, of course, attack all these players. Now he will deal a little bit of damage, but he'll go down. The Claren with the follow-up as well. It's going to be Panics falling. But still, Big Academy is able to bring it back as long as they don't stand in towards the fire. Well, the fuse gets in their hands, but Spinky with the first frag as well after the plant came through. Double peek. It's going to be overtime, 15-15. And Big Academy isn't out of the woods just yet.
Well, overtime it is. And of course, if there's any team where we can expect overtime from, it would be Big Academy, undoubtedly. So on Train, it's the first overtime of the day, if I'm not mistaken. Correct. And with that now, let's see who is going to really use this to their advantage. Yes, I checked as well. We both write things down very meticulously. Numbers are scary things. And you can also see even there, if you have a quick look at that first and second half. In the first half, it was Big with the 9 rounds. In the second half, it was Queso with the 9 rounds. It's all so, I mean, calculated almost, so neat and so, well, according to plan. And let's see now, once we go into this overtime, who's actually going to get the overhand in that, and who's going to prove that they are, in the end, the better team.
Well, it's about to start, and of course, Big Academy will start on that CT side. However, so far, here on Train, T side seems to be favored. And I'm curious to see if that will actually come to haunt Big Academy. Of course, having to put in some big investments with those AWPs. Curious to see if they will actually try to run 2 and how strong Jabba will be on those opening frags, because, well, we saw it before, him just running in with the AK, often netting a kill for his team on towards the B side. It would be a very good guess just to try that again and hopefully have a very good chance at winning this overtime, at least winning the first round. That's the first dent put in towards Big. From that point onwards, you can do whatever you need.
And we'll see if they will do what they need, if they will bring it to the critical point, if they will do and put in the effort as is required. I still feel very uncertain. I'm not sure who I'm going to say really will take the upper hand in this. We do, of course, have a 16,000 overtime, so that makes things rather fair and means financial won't be an issue. It is going to come down to skill, down to utility usage, down to fragging power, and who is going to be the one that takes the upper hand in that.
Well, finally they found out that Hades usually plays relatively aggressive in the main area, try to wallbang him out, and they have. Unfortunately, he hasn't taken too much health of himself, as we do see Mick now going low. A lot of players above this pop dog area, and the utilities being set up. Will it be an execute towards the A side? It seems to become a split, as the smokes will fly through. It's going to be still a 5-on-5, but Hades will be the first player either to get a fight, or they will just move by as they're doing right now. Possibly going for the B side. Marvin standing by the AUG will get the first frag, very flashed as well. Will get a second, possibly only a good tag on towards Finky. And we're now onto a 4-on-4, but look at the damage being dealt towards Team K, so some utility could actually take care of him. And Hades is still a little bit tempted to go for that flank via Pop Dog, and he is now going for Connector, not taking the risk. Anduin will go down. It's a 4-on-3, and it seems to be going in favor of Team K. So a trade comes out from the all players, as now Hades has a follow-up as well. But still it's a 2-on-2, and the time is slipping through their fingers. Panics moving up now with a rifle. It's Jabba with another frag. Only Hades alive, and he will go down. 16-5, and Team K, so probably screaming their lungs out.
Understandably so. I can imagine what they'd scream, but those are just straight up swear words that I know in Spanish. Vamos? Yes, vamos, vamos.
That's not a
No, that's not a swear
word.
word. No, that's let's go.
Yeah, see, like I know very positive Spanish words. I don't know any bad ones.
I guess I can teach you those off,
No,
off the
please
camera.
don't. I'm a very
you're so pure and so
very
wholesome
civilized.
and so innocent. Oh, of course. Fine then. I'll keep you. I'll make sure that you don't
But
ever.
the problem is, if you just look at the economy, Big Academy is relying on other players maybe to drop those AWPs for, of course, Panics and Anwin, of course, now also having to spend more and more. A full set with that just puts you back at least 8,000, and, well, eventually you will lose more and more money, as we now see Yaba just trying to contest again around this Pop Dog area. 2 players now actually trying to contest, but so far, no damage being dealt. We're just waiting. We're seeing. We're chilling.
Being patient. Give it time. That's all you need sometimes.
Ooh, if he would have had a nade, I think it would have been a very good bit of damage. Now he will be hit up by a nade, being thrown up by one of the Big Academy members. And it's Hades, swapping off to hit Utility at the wrong time, but turns around. Jabba with a little bit of a choke. Now we have a chance that Big Academy might take it back in towards a 16-16 scoreline. And that would mean that they still have a chance in this overtime. Of course, they always have. It seems to be going a little bit south from that first round. A wrap around back line is Anwin spotting some players, missing 2 shots already. One player will stay there as now Mick goes down. Anwin rotating towards that back line, having a good frag on towards Finky. Only 2 remaining against the 5 of Big Academy. This should be a 16-16 indeed, as we do see the Claren going down. Humans in a 1v5, and he might be inhuman, but still he can't clutch this out, as it is now 16-16 indeed.
And the rounds get thrown around a little bit, you know. It's Team K, so they started off. Big Academy gets the next one, and now, well, you'd expect that Team Queso is going to get this one. Of course, Big Academy is lucky in the sense that they won't be dealing with economy issues, as you might have predicted. If they had, well, died there, if that would have gotten down to a 1v1, there would have been a very real chance that some people wouldn't have been able to put down decent enough buys due to the heavy investments in the AWPs that they've been doing. Right now, though, they should be fine, and Team Queso, in the meanwhile, well, in the meantime, is going to be able to prove, to show if maybe they can be consistent at least. Marvin pushed up close. He's going to run to the first player, but he doesn't get the frag. It's Yaba and Humans who get kills all around. And we put Big Academy 1 down, but now it gets pulled together again, equalized by Hades. And with that, it's 3v3 now.
Well, it's going to be still doable for Big Academy. 2 AWPs makes it a little bit hard, so they need to get these opening frags. And when missing another shot, will be caught off guard by Finky. Panics now in backline. Great flick on towards Finky to at least have a kill in return. But look at that. The bomb has been planted, and Big Academy once more in trouble. It's a 2-on-2. They need to swap out at AWP, most likely, unless if Team Queso decides to peek. And why would they? Time is of the essence, and the longer they wait, the easier it becomes. Hades will be helped out by Panics, at least showing a player that he has to fall back, but it's going to be Mick with a frag on towards Panics. A 1v2 remaining, and Humans, of course, standing by, but not necessarily so. Team Queso gets another round and will take the lead after their T-side overtime.
As expected, I'd almost say. You've got Team Queso, who won the first one. Big won another one. Well, Big Academy won another one. And now it goes back to Team Queso. So, let's just say, right, just a wild thought. Imagine if Big Academy actually won the first round of the T side in a moment. If they did that, I would be thoroughly, well, impressed for the consistency that we're seeing here today. But in a way, I would also not be surprised. It's comical almost. You'd really, you know, think that it wouldn't go like that. But consistency really is the key word in this entire map so far. Both teams got the same amount of rounds in the differing halves. The first one, it was Queso who got the 9 rounds, and the second one, it was Big Academy who got the 9 rounds. Or, well, other way around, actually. And with that, you know, it's just maddening almost. You don't understand it. You can't grasp it. But the result of that is that we have some really exciting Counter-Strike, and that now, in this first overtime, it could be anyone who takes the crown.
Well, T-side is, of course, favored, so Big Academy really knows that this is where they need to win it. Need to win the first round to at least keep themselves in check, but now Crimbo will be tagged up when he jumps past. Extending by, going a little bit more aggressive than he has done before. And I think this will be a little bit scary for the side of Big Academy, of course, knowing that there will be some pressure. Flashbang home towards the head of Hades. He will fall as well to Mick, and Crimbo just going for the play. He will.
Nice.
Gets at least a kill in return. A 4-4. Humans also being tagged up, so they know there is another player close by at that Bob Dog area. 2 of the Big Academy players, or actually 3, will be coming from Ivy. And the Claren is standing by as AWP and Hand Smoke going the other way around. And now there will be flashbangs hoping for them to get the kills. Marvin will get one on towards Humans as the player rotating all the way from Popdog going towards Ivy. And now it's only the Claren really putting down pressure from the side area. Marvin going in, of course, on the hunt, has been told to do so. And so he will. A 4v3 the plan to go down as well. That means time is now of the essence. Panics will get one kill towards Jabba. They know where the Claren is. He will be spotted. He will be killed. It's only Finky alive in a 1v4, and he will go down to Crimbo as well. A little bit of team damage. We call it an in-game high five. And that is equal scores once more.
Well, I do believe I can almost with certainty say that we're going to a second overtime.
Why?
I see.
It is T-favored.
Yes, but even then, I don't see Big Academy actually pulling this off twice in a row.
So you're saying that the chances of Team Queso winning are higher than that of Big? Because if Big could win it somewhere, it would be on the T side.
Well, right now, I'd say that they're both going to wrap around. I don't think that there is really that much of a disparity between these two teams, you know, even regardless of the ranking, for example, or anything of the sort. Hades starts out well and make that a double. Let's see now, you were saying that the T side is the side that they have to pull it off on. The Claren, though, he is right there and he makes life a bit more difficult. Crimbo, though, can return the frag in the end. 2v4, make that 2v3 because Jabba still exists.
Now this in the smoke, and it's scary. Crimbo will take down Jabba. It's a 1v3, and it's going to be very hard. Of course, the player is still a little bit in a surprising factor. The bomb in hands of Marvin, but not for long. He'll be taken down. I'm not really sure what the plan was from Big Academy. Of course, they didn't know where the player was, but, well, just waiting with the bomb instead of trying to get towards the side. It's a little bit of a crazy strat. Mick now moving up, and he's actually in time possibly to pick this player off indeed. And we're now going down. It's a 1v1. AK in hands of both, and Mick going for the big brain play, trying to wrap around. He knows he dropped the bomb at upper B. And if he now goes through connector, he might not be expected there, but there will be a Molotov. He'll go through. He'll go on the aggression, and will Crimbo have a clue as to where Mick will be? He's standing in the corner a little bit crazy, and he will go down as well as Mick with the clutch. And that is a 1v3 to come in, and Big Academy, I think they'll be slamming their desks, and you are seemingly a little bit more right.
How coincidental. Yes, Team Queso indeed, 18th round, and like I said, my expectation is second overtime because of the fact that, well, you know, Big Academy likes consistency. They've proven that time and time again. So in this situation, I would also expect them to just really not manage to get the needed amount of rounds, but just the right amount to at least, well, extend, depending on whose perspective you're looking at it from, you know, from a big fan's perspective or from a Team Queso's fans' perspective, extend their suffering a little while longer. You know, Big Academy, if they get the round here, then it'll be another overtime, and who knows, eventually one team does have to win. But we'll see who that's going to be.
Well, Panics moving up with the AWP, trying to go on the aggression. There is a player at Electric as now Hades takes down Mick. That is in Popdog. So some pressure on towards Humans already, and he has to fall back. Goes back towards side, tries to go for another fight later on as Jabba moving in with the AWP, looking towards Ivy, and he just can't spot the barrel of the player sitting there. That means possibly a little bit of a miscall. A split will soon come in, just looking at this position from Big Academy. With the utility being expanded more and more, it will be hard for Team Queso to either hold off or go for, of course, that retake.
But are they actually going to be able to pull off a retake? They're going to have to do something anyhow. More utility flying in now. Let's see if this utility is going to be the make it or break it moment. If this is going to be the utility that puts stuff in the hands of Team Queso. And Huynh gets another frag, and now it looks like, nope, indeed. Hades gets a second frag. That leaves only Thinky and 2v3. There's a chance here. It all comes down to Thinky. If he now can even this out with his teammate, they have to play the time as well. It's 25 seconds. There may be a chance here for Team Queso.
Look where the bomb is. It's still behind the red train, just close to Electric, and that means it's still a 2-on-2. And oh, a great shot right here from the Claren. 1v1 against the upper. On the side of Big
Academy.
Just play 10 time. Seconds. They can indeed play time, but he's going for the aggression. Double overtime to come in.
Why would you go for the aggression there?
it's possibly that what Penix might not have expected. You can at least
No.
try, you have to do something.
You have to do something.
But, like, the problem is, if he's planting, what can you do with an AWP?
But he wasn't planting, was he?
No, but he has to go to side. And you can't really hold off that angle safely either. So it's either go for the aggression or have to retake with your pistol. So I think he's trying to go for the aggression, hoping to get that angle in. And, well, right now we'll go to a second overtime. Big Academy is at least bringing it back. Still in a chance to win this series, but it's still really, really close.
Unbelievable, this. I can barely believe my own eyes, but it is well played by, well, both of them, really, when you look at it. Both teams can at times really bring their potential to the table. Problem being that their potential is sometimes very finicky, very hit or miss, I dare say. And with that, you get these kind of results. You get these two teams that are quite evenly matched to each other, that are quite close every time, and that know how to just, well, provide a nasty surprise, so to speak, for the one team and or the other.
Oh, of course, can't forget that Big Academy was 13-6 up as well. So that doesn't really bode too well for him. But as Hades now has the opening frag against Big, it will be that 5-4. Counter util will be thrown. At least a little bit of a delay. It seems like Big is maybe going for a B push. Or at least a little bit more pressure around those brown halls. As Molly will go on towards Hades, he will expand his smoke and then still go up. So yeah, not really sure what the intention was there. As we,
It's a mystery.
Yeah, well, sometimes you have to try something. Maybe he was contemplating like, okay, I could throw it in and then go aggressive, but I could just also go up the ladder. You know, let's just do both.
Why not? Why don't we have both?
Well, they'll be
¿Por
going
qué no los dos? Do you know the gif, like with the girl, you know, and the Spanish siesta and everything?
No, I
No?
don't.
Oh.
Well,
You'll
we'll
know it if you see it. You'll know it if you see it, and that's
most
also
likely.
Spanish.
Let's see this B push come in from Big Academy. There's now 3 players actually stepping up towards the side. That's a very good read from Team K, so let's see what they can do. Smokes will be popped down, the mollies will come as well, but counter incendiaries also to be deployed. That means Big will try to move around towards the A side, and, well, that is quite undefended. Apart from the Claren, he gets one, goes for the aggression, will go down straight away. That means we're now onto a 4-on-3 situation in favor, possibly, of course, of Big, but they now have to get the plan down, so they will. Now they only need to get 3 kills more, at least prompt is save from Team Keizo, but of course in overtime there is no saving. It is do or die. As Hades is still on this side, standing by with an M4 recovered from one of his opponents. And he's looking for that first frag, looking for a connector player, but there's actually one close to his left, possibly spotting out the barrels now. Grimbo will get the first, Hades with the second, the third player to fall soon. It's going to be 19-18, and Big Academy finally get their lead on this overtime. They only need 3 more rounds.
We'll see if it is those 3 rounds that they're going to achieve, though. They are starting on the T side, and as you said, if there is a side that Big Academy wants to try it on, then it would be the T side. Of course, question being, are they going to be able to get enough rounds on the T side? Or is it going to be the same finicky game where they might get 1 or at best 2 rounds, but then Team Queso gets their own 2 rounds. It's another one for them and another one for the other, and surprise, surprise, overtime numero 3. We'll have to see. But I do believe that maybe in this second overtime, if Big Academy really wants it, they'll grab the upper hand and they'll completely go for it. But for starters, they might have to try by going via the holes at the back, or well, at the front of B, the brown holes, as you said. And now there is definitely utility there. It's going to be thrown in. Nicely done. The smoke's flying off. Really covering up.
But look at the very passive defense coming in from the side of Team K, so they can't really do much against this bomblet unless if they throw in some incendiaries. However, Big Academy is only now going towards the side with that bomb as well. That means Team Keizo has got some time for those smokes to dissipate to get close as well. And when also in a incendiary nade, taking damage. Still, we have a 5-on-5. Time is ticking. Utility is flying. But still, the utility is in favor of Team Keizo as these smokes will now go away. Marvin standing by gets the first frag. That's a big up for Big Academy as Humans and Hades both get a kill. Yabba trying to trade out, but he will fall as well. It seems to go south for Team Keizo as, well, that cheese is rotten. And Big Academy goes to 20.
Yes, with quite the chaos on the B bomb site, eventually Big Academy does grab the win there, the round win. All theirs, and now one more you'd say they need to actually, well, pull off a very decisive first half of second overtime, and with that, to actually make a decent shot at winning this overtime, and obviously not only this overtime, but actually this map and, of course, match, most importantly.
Well, they're close, but a double AWP setup from Team Queso, something we haven't seen all too long ago, might actually work out wondrous for the CT side. The Spanish players are having to battle out against, most likely, another A-split push, or possibly one of those risky backlines towards B, because there's Free and Ivy, two currently still on top of that ladder. And this might actually be a crazy play, but crazy plays often work. Pressure
we like
coming
crazy.
down. There is a player close by. It's the AWP of Declare, most likely going for another peek, but he's still under pressure. Two players standing by. Will they be able to trade out? No, Declare with the first frag will be eventually falling. And now we're waiting for the players in Ivy to make their move. But still, there's another player standing by. I believe it's Jabba. Of course, also with the AWP, trying to get an easy kill in. But Big Academy is actually banking on a play coming in from the CT side. I'm not really sure why.
It doesn't look like it would be. It seems like the CT side is patient enough. They are throwing in their smokes where needed, and they are waiting it out as they should. Of course, that's not so much to the favor of Big Academy.
Utility is coming in. There's a player close by. Jabba, the AWP will be smoked off. Wants to go for a different position. Wants to hold up the backline. We're near the little bomb train as now Anwin will go low. It's also Crimbo being tagged up, but Jabba will fall first. One player in A main to be chased down by Marvin. Will he get the frag? Yes, he will. Now he turns around towards Connector. The problem is, Human's already dead, so he can't get that frag in for his statistics. As only Finky is alive, 1v3, 10 seconds remaining. The plant will now follow, as of course he has to go aggressive, but a crossfire is set up and an easy trade comes in. It's Big Academy with a clean T-side half. Only one more round needed, and they've got a fair few shots at it.
Yeah, Big Academy with a solid chance now this time around. You know, that clean T-side that they pulled off, that clean T-side being all that they needed. But let's see if now they can actually make it through on the CT side. The lads of Big Academy shouldn't, well, cry victory too soon, I guess. You know, they shouldn't get too enthusiastic, but actually focus on the results first, which still need to be brought to the table. Still one round that they need to pull off. But let's see if that round is actually going to come out and if that's actually going to be there.
Well, of course, they will have 16K once more starting on this half. AWP, of course, also to come in. It is a given. Maybe a second AWP as well. And indeed, Big will try to play for that setup once more, hoping to get those early peaks in. And there's a lot of utility already flying towards the A side. Will it be a quick round from the side of Team K? So it might actually be no. I think it's a fake and they're going towards the B side, but Declare also now takes down Marvin. Jabba going through towards Sandwich will fall in return, but look at the B side, undefended.
Undefended, and that means they will actually make use of that. They are fully pushing through. You can see the mollies come in to cover out Connector. Plant will be there momentarily. The rest of Team Queso getting their approach on the site. The only rotation from Big Academy coming now via CC. And let's see if via CT they will actually be able to hold it off. Was that a wall bang through the top of the...
oh, yes, indeed. Declaren going very low. A little boost coming in, but Declaren standing by with the frag as well. They tried to do it, but it didn't work out, and only Hades is alive. Going for another exit frag. He will get one. Of course, he has to try something. He'll be traded out by Declaren. And that means it's now 19 to 21. Big Academy still having 2 match points. But now, will they choke once more? Or will they be able to close out? At least they will have a full buy, and a full buy rate right after.
I'll tell you something, right, Charlie?
All right.
Get this,
Secret.
right? Hear this. Right, okay. I wouldn't be surprised if Big Academy choked.
What?
Nah, I know,
They've
right?
never done that before.
No, absolutely not, right? Never. Oh, wait, yes, they have. Oh. See, it's kind of... At this point, it's according to your expectations almost, right? You do want them to win, you know? There's absolutely a feeling of, may the best win, absolutely, but you do get, is frustrated the right word to use? It's just kind of that watching from the sideline and thinking, but come on, you know, you had such a big advantage. You could have had this. You could have won this, 10 rounds ago, I'd say. And clearly...
Even more.
Yeah, even more. And that's just not the case.
Well, sometimes just things don't go as planned, and right now, of course, Big Academy is hoping to bring it back. A little bit of a timeout called, hoping to at least give them what they need, which is, of course, a round. Just one will do the trick, but then, of course, they will need to be lucky with Team Queso, not once more going for such an aggressive play, getting those opening kills quite easily. Utility flying all over the map seems to be going to be an A play this time around. Still, the players are a little bit split, as we do see a play at Olaf Meister. It's going to be Hades falling. Refrag now from Panics going up on that blue train, hoping to contest another player close by in that main area. So far, no, not really. But he'll smoke it off. So they're delaying, and they're back to equal numbers.
4v4 indeed, and with that, let's see if that is the, well, opportunity that Big Academy might need if they handle it a bit better, if there's one less player to care about, so to speak. Of course, on the condition that they also have one less player to help them in their adventure. It's all going to be a game of positions, of who is going to peak first, who's going to get the initial frags. We see Crimbo now falling back from main, and the majority of Queso, slowly but surely, going towards the B site now, coming up from Pop Dog and Welsh. They will run into the scope of Panics, but there are undoubtedly going to be some mollies or some sort of utility flying towards that connector
but
position.
Look at Crimbo, he's already going for that flank aggressive play from the CT side, but actually net him a kill, and of course a player lead. First tag coming in, will it be the kill? Oh no, he's choking it out!
Crimbo!
It's going to be Finky with the frag, and this will be the turnaround towards the A side, because he know Big Academy has now stacked towards B as well. Frag on towards Anowin, only 2 more players, and well, they have a very little to no chance, as still Jabba is on towards B. He will get one and leave only 1 man standing as he falls himself. And that means we're now looking at Mick, Finky and Humans just being happy to get this round in. And, well, you shouldn't predict chokes because they might come true.
I don't think I've ever, in my entire career of casting CSGO, seen this many chokes at once. I do believe that. I think this is actually an exceptionally, well, choke-heavy matchup, I suppose, in the A group of course, the Vi.GG Legend series. It seems that we have, well, that they have picked out some incredibly well-balanced teams that are incredibly up to par with each other is, I think, the best word to use.
Yeah, but how is Team Queso unranked on HLTV?
Yeah,
They almost won a map against Heretics. Now they've already won 1 map against Big and could actually win the series as well.
Maybe it's time to contact HLTV. Tell them, you know, that you're clearly missing some Spanish legends on
Hola. You know Team Queso? Really good team.
Really good. Well, let's see if they are good enough to force it to a 3rd overtime. Or if it's going to be Big Academy that do, for them then, finally, finish it off.
Go big or go home. Double AWP, of course, once more coming into play. Almost everyone having a kit, apart from Anewin. As now Crimbo will go down, but at least there will be a refrag with nades. It is a trade. However, still favoring the T side, as always, when there is a trade. And now we will see Mick trying to contest here from that Ivy area. Will get 1. It's Edwin hoping to get a 2nd as well, because there's another player there. Finding his time, and he will go down. Humans bringing it back to a 3-on-3. And it's going to be Hades, the first player next to go for a kill. He'll choke as well. It's going to be Big Academy, 1 player down. Panic showing his position by shooting, but luckily with Marvin, the man, the myth, the legend, and Panics also now dropping the bomb, leaving only Jabba alive with low HP. A 1v2, 1 minute to work with. He could, of course, still do it because, well, we've seen some crazy chokes so far from the side of Big Academy. But we're banking on Jabba eventually falling. He's moving in. He could pick up that AWP. I would recommend it.
Yeah.
Looking at his HP as well. But Juan Taps might just be the case, as of course he is a Spanish man. He knows all about it. He's moving up, trying to find the first player. Panics changed around in towards that AWP. No, towards the AK, as he is now expecting the player to have low HP. Making a little bit of noise, I do believe, by stepping, and Jabba, he's now expecting the player to be there. Panics moving away, wrong timing possibly, but still Panics gets the frag, 22-20. And Big Academy will eventually win this map in double overtime. Took a little bit longer than expected, but at least they did bring it home.
At least they did bring it home eventually. More hard fought than I think both of us expected. And honestly, let's take a look at this, right? 2 overtimes. Once again, if there is a team where I would have expected overtimes, well, it would have been Big Academy, honestly. In this tournament, we have seen them so often already. It's insanity almost.